What's up, guys? My name is Diana Coulian, the recipe hacker and the co-founder of TRUEAN Nutrition. Guys, today we are going to make an incredible recipe for frosted protein waffles that are flavored with my absolute favorite protein. This is our strawberries and cream whey protein powder. Guys, you hear me talk about this all the time because this is the absolute best tasting protein that I've ever encountered in my 20 years in the fitness industry. And I think it is majorly in part to the little freeze-dried strawberries that we have floating around in the protein powder. Guys, you can mix it with water and it tastes like a milkshake. So of course, you know, we like to make fun things with it because fitness and nutrition, it's all about lifestyle. Guys, there's gonna be mornings when you wanna make waffles or you wanna have some donuts, but guys, you can do it in a way using this protein powder that's healthy. It doesn't lead to weight gain. It keeps you on track with your fitness goals, and ultimately it keeps you healthy and full of energy. And that's what it's all about, guys. So if you watched on Saturday, or if you were out at the Mission Viejo Fit Body Bootcamp, we made strawberry protein donuts. And in that live, it just came to me that donut batter would quite possibly be perfect for waffles. And lo and behold, guys, it is perfect for waffles. And so that's what I'm gonna run you through right now is this recipe for frosted strawberry protein waffles. And the frosting's very important, guys, because we know that when we bake things with protein powder, they can feel a little bit dry, and that's why it's so important to do things like create a frosting that's made with more protein and more of that awesome strawberry flavor to put all over your waffles so that it really adds the moisture, adds more flavor, adds more protein, and makes it really feel like a waffle that you would get at a diner, like you're not losing anything, guys. We can eat healthy, feel like we're indulging, but it tastes amazing. Okay, guys, so let's jump right into this recipe. And again, if you watched my donut recipe on location at the Fit Body Bootcamp this Saturday, this is the exact same recipe. We're just gonna do it in the waffle maker. Okay, so first and most important ingredient is gonna be 4 full scoops of our strawberries and cream premium whey protein. And guys, we are hearing some feedback from our vegan friends out there. You guys want a strawberries and cream protein powder as well. And so I want to let you all know that we are working on it because this is such a popular flavor. But for those of you who do avoid whey, we have super, super high quality whey. So some people that, you know, sometimes whey upsets their stomach, this one oftentimes doesn't. But for those of you who just, it's all plant-based, we're working on it. Erin and I are going to the lab soon, and we are gonna work with the flavor formulator to see if we can create the same flavor using the pea protein, again, using the stevia and the monk fruit and all those healthy ingredients for you, but taking out the whey. And it is challenging, but we are taking on this challenge because we've heard you loud and clear. You guys love our chocolate vegan, which is super creamy. It's so delicious. Tastes like a brownie. So we're gonna work on the strawberry for you. Okay, guys, that was 4 scoops of the strawberries and cream premium whey protein. Now we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of coconut flour. And guys, it's such a great high fiber, low carb flour to use is the coconut flour. But if you haven't ever used it before, you cannot use it 1-for-1 with traditional flour because it absorbs so much more liquid. So typically, and it's not an exact science, but it's about 1/4 the amount of coconut flour to the amount of regular flour or almond flour. Okay, we've got 1/4 cup of granular swerve. Aaron's not here to do his dance, but just imagine he's doing his dance over the swerve because he loves that word. Guys, we have 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. And that is our dry ingredients. We're gonna just whisk them together here. Okay, so on Saturday, I also said that I think this would make really awesome pancakes. And that I have not tried out yet, but seeing how good it came out as waffles, I'm thinking this batter would be perfect for pancakes as well, which means that weekend breakfasts just got a lot more fun and more full of protein, guys. Okay, so now let's mix up our wet ingredients. We have 4 eggs. And then we are gonna mix in 1 full cup of almond milk. And guys, you know you're getting the unsweetened almond milk. You're checking the back. You're making sure that there aren't added sugars, right guys? We don't need added sugars. And you know what? If you want to be extra ambitious, you can make your own almond milk. I used to do that when my kids were little and I worked from home. I would make batches of almond milk every week, and it's easy to do to make it fresh. If you check my blog, realhealthyrecipes.com, I'm sure you can find a few different recipes for almond milk. That's kind of fun if you have the time. But of course, these days there's so many brands of just organic, healthy, no sugar added almond milk out there that we've got you covered. Okay, guys, so that was it. 1 cup of almond milk with no sugar added and 4 eggs. We're gonna mix it into our wet ingredients here. I love the simplicity of this recipe. Now guys, if you start looking around online for healthy recipes, and my healthy cooking journey started with me trying to do everything grain-free and then trying to throw out all the refined sugar. And then there was like the vegan stint where it was like, hey, all animal protein. But when you really get into some of these healthy recipes online, and I'm guilty of this in the past, you'll find some that have like 25 ingredients and you just want to make waffles in the morning. And so it just becomes overwhelming and unrealistic to get all those ingredients and to spend all that time measuring. And I can understand the side of it where it's like, yeah, but if I added this and this and this and this, it would taste even more, be like more perfectly like a normal waffle. But there's just something to simplicity. And so if you've followed me for any amount of time, you can see that my recipes, they continue to get simpler and simpler using, like 4 whole scoops of this protein powder and then just a few other simple ingredients. We can really create what we're looking to create with a low carb, 0 sugar, high protein waffle recipe, but it's not overwhelming. So I definitely encourage you to look for the more simple recipes as opposed to getting kind of overwhelmed with so many strange ingredients. Although it is fun sometimes to just make something with a ton of ingredients. Okay, final ingredient for our batter, and this is just 1 tablespoon of melted coconut oil. We're gonna add that in last and mix it up. Now, when you melt your coconut oil, it might get kind of warm. Let it cool down. So you don't wanna throw like piping hot coconut oil into your batter here with the eggs. You want it to be not quite room temperature because then it's gonna get solid again, but you don't want it to be hot. All right. Okay, guys, that is how simple this is. So now we're gonna just spray a little bit of coconut oil on the waffle maker. Have you guys seen those tiny little waffle makers that Target was selling at Christmas time? I was looking for that because Chloe has one and I was gonna make the tiny little waffles, but this would be a really great batter to use if you got one of those tiny little waffle makers. It would probably make quite a few of the waffles because those are so small. Okay guys, and this is a giant waffle maker. So we're probably only gonna make about 5 of these. So guys, we're just putting the batter right into the waffle maker here. And it's always fun to try not to overflow it. Okay, so while that's going, we're gonna mix up our frosting. Now, like I said earlier, guys, it's really important to make sure that when you're cooking with protein powder, it's gonna be a little bit more dry. Now, when we're baking it in the oven, we have some tricks with the temperature of the oven and things, the baking time, where we can kind of tweak things so that it can still come out really moist. With the waffles, it really is hard not to have it come out on the dry side. And so that's why I found that this frosting recipe, which you're gonna see is super healthy, it's adding a ton more protein, really makes it an enjoyable experience. Just smother your waffle in frosting. And how fun that you get to eat a waffle smothered in frosting and feel good about it and have it really help your fitness results. Okay guys, so we're putting 2 heaping scoops of our protein powder into the bowl here. And guys, I get the question a lot like, hey, that's great that you have this TRUEAN protein, but can I use another flavor, another brand of protein? And I'm always cautious with answering that because Guys, so much goes into the quality of our ingredients and the flavor. Because guys, the quality impacts the flavor, but then we also do a ton of work with just picking out the different types of stevia, the different types of monk fruit to make sure that we have the best flavor and the highest quality ingredients. I mean, we don't talk about it enough, but our whey, it's grass-fed. There's no hormones in it. Like, these are all the things that are super important to us, but then it also comes out in the flavor. So when you're thinking about making these waffles with a different brand of protein powder, like, I can't stand behind how it's gonna taste or if it's even gonna be able to mix up a nice frosting with it the way our protein does. So a little disclaimer, guys. Doesn't mean it wouldn't work. I'm just saying I wouldn't stand behind the flavor the way I do with ours. So guys, there you go. Perfect strawberry waffle there. Let's throw a few more in while we work on our frosting. These bake up really quick. And I gotta say, as much fun as I had with my donut maker this weekend, so if you guys watched the show or if you were there in person, which was super fun to meet a ton of you who came out to see us in person, it's not the most practical thing to have a huge donut maker that makes 15 mini donuts at a time. I would say that using this batter as a waffle recipe is probably much more practical and something that you would do on a weekend with your family. But if you're into mini donuts, you can also do it that way. Okay, guys, so we have half a cup of the powdered swerve or the confectioner swerve, and then 2 scoops of our strawberries and cream protein. We're gonna add in some almond milk. So it's gonna be about 5 tablespoons. So I've got a 1/4 cup and then an extra tablespoon here. And then we are gonna add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract just to give it a little more of a vanilla flavor. This frosting is insane, which months ago when we first started making frostings with our protein powder, or kind of like a glaze, we were just mixing the protein powder with almond milk. And guys, it turns out so incredible. And then with this, we did add in that powdered swerve, which increases the sweetness. So if you're thinking of like more of a traditional frosting, I mean, frosting is incredibly sweet. Typically frosting, it's just fat and sugar, right? With some flavoring thrown in. And so what we've done is we've made it protein and almond milk, and then just that 0 sugar confectioner's swerve. Okay, guys, so in the past when we've made our frostings or our glazes, when you first mix it up, it's gonna look a little lumpy. You're not gonna like how the consistency of it looks. So we're gonna let it sit, and something kind of magical happens as it sits for a couple of minutes. Ooh, we got another awesome waffle here. Check that out, guys. Another thing to making it not as dry, obviously set your setting so that it doesn't like cook it so it's really dark, but then eat it right away. Because you can see like all the steam, there's like moisture that's leaving it the longer it sits out. So as it gets cold, it's gonna get more dried out. So if you can just, be cooking these up while the family's sitting down ready to eat, it's gonna taste as good as it can taste, which is quite good. And then you mix up this frosting fresh. There you go, let's make another one. So as I was saying, the frosting, I don't know why this happens, but when you let it sit, so once you've mixed it with the almond milk, when you let it sit for a few minutes, it like smooths itself out. So I always kind of make this with a few minutes to spare so that it can do that, and it's gonna be like a very pleasant, creamy consistency. And then, of course, when you're serving it up to your family, you can put it in a cute little thing like this, which is probably like a little gravy boat. So they can just pour some of this strawberry creamy frosting onto their waffles, guys. And I must share that we have this really cool new packaging for our strawberries and cream protein. So guys, of course, it's available in the big containers that has 30 scoops, but now we are also selling bags that have 15 individual packets of our strawberries and cream, which is awesome to take with you to work or to just have some in your purse with you. It's really good when you're traveling. So it's just nice to have that option. It's got all of the nutrition information on the back and everything, and they're just cute. So I'm like super excited about these. So guys, there it is, a very simple, very healthy protein waffle recipe that the whole entire family will love. Definitely make it with the protein frosting because it just takes it to the next level, and it's a lot healthier than putting syrup all over your waffles. Beware of that, guys. Even if you're taking a pure maple syrup, it still has a ton of sugar in it. Sure, it's more natural, healthy sugar for you than a refined white sugar or a corn syrup, but it's still gonna give your body all those grams of sugar. So guys, this protein frosting is just a cool way. Look at that. Ooh, that might be our best one yet, guys. Check this out. This is so awesome. So guys, yes, this little frosting here, we'll do this. We'll do this for you guys. You can see how awesome that is. Makes it nice and yummy, nice and moist and delicious, and eat it fresh, guys. So the weekend is coming up. I hope that you give this recipe a try and definitely stock up on our strawberries and cream premium whey protein. Ladies, if you don't take protein yet, please start with this one. Just give this one a try because I know so many of you, now that I'm going out on the road and I'm talking to you guys, which I love so much, just understanding where you're coming from and getting your feedback on the products. But there's so many women out there that are telling me, I don't want to take protein powder because I don't want to get bulky and I don't think it's going to taste any good. So women, if this is your first time trying protein powder, which we talked about on Saturday, you know, increasing the protein in your diet is going to lead to the fat loss that you're looking for. Please start with this flavor. It is awesome. You can find it at TRUEAN.com, and then you can make some pretty cool waffles and other goodies with it. Guys, thank you for joining me today. I will be back next week, and I am taking the show on the road. Our next stop is going to be South Dakota in the month of May. Okay, this is unexpected. I don't even know what to say. Okay.
Surprise!
Yay!
Wowza.
Thanks, guys. Okay, we're still live. So I didn't tell you, but it's my birthday tomorrow, and these are
Come on in,
all my friends. I don't even know what to say, and I usually know what to say on these things. So thank you, guys. Really appreciate it.
Blow out your candles.
Okay. Are these made with protein powder?
They are.
No.
They're very
Yeah?
healthy.
This is like TRUEAN donuts. Well, thank you so much, guys. I hope you try this waffle recipe. All of my friends and I are going to eat these waffles now. And thank you. Peace, guys.